The second race for the AERS in 2011 would be held at Daytona for the AAA 200. The pole award would go to Eric Webler in the number 05. However, that is the wrong number plate for him. As you see, the car that he's driving here at Daytona has blue numbers, and that number plate had white numbers. Small little mistake, however. Jacob Eicholtz would start on the outside pole in the number 73, replacing Trey Browning for the rest of the season, I believe, because they let go Trey. And he'd be showing that he has a lot of potential, and he started on the outside row, or the outside position on the front row. Luis Tellez, defending winner at Daytona, started up near the front, looking to defend his title here at Daytona. And here's Mike Johnson, number 41, who is making his AERS debut in the number 41, and he showed that he was pretty good in the AYG and looking to continue that here in the AERS. Todd Bradshaw making a comeback to the AERS because he had a chance, I guess. And here's Jonathan Ringer in the number 0. He usually drives that number 43, but Inc. signed him to a deal to drive the 0 for the rest of the year, and he'd be running in the back. But you can't count out Ringer here at Daytona. He always has good finishes here, and he hopes to get another one here tonight. Luis Tellez would take the lead later on in the race, I believe lap 5. Too many lead changes here, so we're not going to show all of them. We're going to show ones that played key into the finish of the race. Justin Mazzani, you see looking under Luis Tellez now, but Kimo Talofa, the number 97, is going to take the lead away from both of them. And later on in the race, I believe only 3 laps later actually, Patrick Eicholtz would take the lead away and get out to a pretty big lead. However, that's not what you want to do here at Daytona. And we'd have our first caution of the day on lap number 10, and unfortunately, this was the big one. Big ones always seem to come early for the AERS, as Nick Cazzaro gets into Nate Know-It-All. Up into the wall they go. Williams on his side, and they slide down the racetrack, and everyone piles in. Johnson involved. Both of the KDM cars involved. Know-It-All. Fisher, Leggy, Reeds, Tellez in there. Pisani. Mix, Talofa. Don't know what the 39 was trying to do there, but he ended up costing 14 or so cars a chance at the victory. I believe only 4 retired from the wreck, but with a significant amount of damage that most of these cars got, even though they're still running, I doubt they could contend for the victory. Onboard Mike Johnson, his debut goes sour right there. Here's how to avoid a wreck. Onboard Brian Wilson at number 36. The brakes. It sounds so simple. He avoids that wreck, and now we get a shot from the helicopter cam. Mac DeCario making a nice move to the grass. He avoids the wreck. Talofa barely getting through there as well. Gerald's in there. And racing back to the line, it'd be Mike Oppenheimer edging out Jerry Richardson, leading up to our first pit stops of the day on lap number 12 during the caution, and everyone would come in. Not one car stayed out, and yeah, so you see everyone coming in. The cars that had damage were involved in the wreck, of course, and Sean Donnelly would lead the field off the pits and take the green flag on the restart. Donnelly proving he's a great superspeedway driver. He ran well here at Daytona last season. Plus, he has a win at Blue Ridge, his only victory, in the number 28. Came 2 seasons ago. Ted Hendricks making his return to the AERS. He'd take the lead. He ran great here last year in an unsponsored car, and proving it was not a fluke. 2 Inc. cars eventually went to the front and led the race, Jonathan Ringer and Todd Bradshaw. And that first pack would lead to our second caution of the day on lap number 21, and this was by far the worst wreck of the day and possibly one of the worst of the season, as right at the beginning it doesn't look so bad. Landon Rhodey gets into Bo Van Pelt. They slap the racetrack, collecting Grace Garcia. Jacob Eichholtz down the racetrack they go. Talofa Richardson slamming into the 05. They all barrel roll in turn number 4, and a massive pileup occurs. I mean, where are the brakes? 177 miles per hour. Oh my goodness. Right into Kimo Talofa. Onboard Richardson. Oh my. Where are the brakes? Sometimes I wonder. Wow. Just a small little wreck could have easily been avoided, but Tolofo, Richardson, and others decided they were going to get in the wreck. And it took a while for Jerry Richardson and Kimo Tolofo to get out of their cars. Tolofo was fine, but Richardson we have no report on yet. We'll get back to that soon. Will Legge got involved in a wreck under caution. That would end his day. And we see Carson Crompton leading the field back to the green with Jonathan Ringer and Todd Bradshaw right behind him. Justin Mazzani 1 lap down as they head down into turn number 1. Eventually, Bruce Wilkinson would take the lead away from Jonathan Ringer and the number 0, who took it away from Crompton. And Bruce Wilkinson is showing that he has potential. As he's been running well. There's like 3 races he's ever been in the AERS, 2-3 races. He's always run kind of near the front, and that's a good sign for that 32 team, as Patrick Eichholz takes the lead away from him. Eichholz, Bradshaw, and Carter looked like they had the dominant cars in this one, as you see Todd Bradshaw getting the lead after Luis Tellez gets in the way of the bottom line. There's nothing Tellez could really do there but hold up one line. And you see green flag pit stops occurred on laps 37 through 41. The first group of leaders would come in on lap 38. The second group, led by Michael Carter, came in on lap 40. And they'd all come out in a pack. Ted Hendricks would be the leader, Michael Carter second. Fred Richard, who's involved in that last wreck, would come out third. And that's surprising for that number 13 team, as they're showing that they can still get stuff done even though they're involved in wrecks. And that's a good sign moving forward for that team. Jonathan Ringer using Luis Tellez to take the lead, and Ringer proving he can do well with any team. And eventually he would actually cut a right front tire, ruining his chances at victory. He would fall 1 lap down and finish 10th. As you see, the 3 leaders now, as Ringer just dropped out, would have been 4. And then we'd have 2 more people coming to the pits, Landon Rhodey and Mike Oppenheimer. However, that was for fuel. 2 laps to go. Mac DeCario, Christopher Kennedy get into each other, slide up the racetrack. DeCario goes around. No caution would come out, leaving Carter taking the white flag with Patrick Eichholz right behind him and Fred Richard sitting third. They'd catch up on Jonathan Ringer in the number 0. Carter looks high, doesn't know that Ringer's going to be going high, and Patrick Eichholz takes the lead on the back straightaway. Fred Richard giving him help, and they head down into turn number 3, the 72, with the lead. And coming off turn number 4, DeCario in the way. Richard can't do anything. Patrick Eichholz is going to take his 4th career AARS victory in the AAA 200 at Daytona. Patrick Eichholz getting his first win of the year in that number 72. Fred Richard finishing 2nd after being involved in that second caution of the day. Very good run for the number 13 team. His teammate Michael Carter finished 3rd. He had another great car in this one. Ted Hendricks, successful comeback in the number 56. He finishes 4th. Todd Bradshaw finishes 5th in his comeback. Bo Van Pelt running very strong these first two races. Finishes 6th. Bruce Wilkinson, strong run for that team. 7th. Carson Crompton 8th. Donnelly 9th. And Jonathan Ringer, 1 lap down, finishes 10th. The full point standings will be found at the form in the channel description and video description. Patrick Eichholz is now the new point leader after Greg Sauer actually DNQ'd for Daytona, which is a huge surprise. Mike Oppenheimer, the rookie, sits 2nd, 25 points back. Richard 3rd, Van Pelt 4th, Fisher 5th, Kennedy 6th. Tyson Lautenschlager was very quiet in this one. He finishes 7th, only after race number 2 in the standings, only 90 points back. Lochner 8th. Carter moves up to 9th, 16 spots from where he last sat after round 1, 95 points back. And Will Legge, disappointing finish here at Daytona. He'll be 10th in the standings, only 100 points back. So the top 10 still very much have a shot at winning the title after 2 races. Next race will be at Boston, and that one always proves to be a thriller. Rip Cilantro won there last year. Can he repeat it? We'll have to find out next week.